Hello and welcome back to the Lake Erie Disc Golf Club Fall Fundraiser Tournament. I'm Joe Johnson. I'm joined in the booth today for these final 9 holes with Lake Erie Disc Golf Club President Tim Kramer.
Hi, how's it going, everyone?
Tim's actually on this card for the final 9, along with Colby Howe, Josh Evans, Michael Williams, and Joel Linton. So for the final round, we're playing the blue tees, the long tees. They're substantially harder than the other 2 sets of tees. Hole 1 is only 450 feet, but it goes around a pretty sharp right-hand turn as it cuts around a corner.
And coming into this round, Josh and Colby both have 2 mulligans each. I saved all my mulligans. I have 6. Mike Williams has 0. He used all his, and Joel didn't buy any.
Yeah, it's a bold move, not buying the mulligans, playing this course, and I think it's his first time he ever played the course. Leading off is Josh.
Josh throws a backhand and
wow.
Goes a little bit long.
Yeah, you crushed that.
He didn't really know where OB was.
Colby's trying a big turnover. That's a cool shot, actually. If you can get the angle right, you can make it around the corner. But
yeah, Colby was going big, but he came up a bit short.
I think Joel's trying a little bit more conservative hyzer shot.
Joel with the backhand lands in the perfect spot.
Yeah, that's exactly where you want to be on this hole. It's Michael. Michael's from Ashtabula, Ohio?
Yes, Ashtabula, Ohio.
He made the trip out. It's always fun playing with Michael. He's the animator.
And then here's me.
This guy.
I remember this being a little bit of a misrelease. Came up a little bit short.
It's sort of your signature shot with that forced over Anheuser shot.
And Josh taking his mulligan because he went OB.
Maybe a little early, but it's safe. It's more left than you want to be because you want to turn real hard to the right. Leaves him a little bit longer of an upshot than he wants.
Throws a forehand, puts himself in a good spot.
He's not really known as a forehand player, really, but that was a good one. Maybe he should be.
And here comes Mike Williams with the thumber.
Oh, that was cool. It turned over nicely.
And he landed in a good spot.
Can you see the basket from where you're at?
No. I throw the thumber and come up short, hit some branches, but I landed in a decent spot.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good spots on this day, on this green, just because of the mud. It was unfortunate we got so much rain.
And Colby with the turnover.
A little bit too much, but is he pin high? Pretty close.
He's a little bit on the right side. And Joel with a great forehand. Puts himself in putting position. And here's me going for my 3.
That was a good run.
Good run.
A 4 on this hole is not losing any strokes. Getting a 3 on this is pretty rare. I've seen people that have gotten 2 looks before, but I'll take a 4 anytime.
Colby misses his putt for 3. And here's Mike Williams for his putt for 3 as well.
That thumber turned out great.
Sinks his putt for 3. And here's Joel for 3.
Oh man.
Just misses it a little bit to the right.
Oh, that was a good catch. So they do catch.
Josh puts his putt in for 3 after that awesome forehand. And me and Colby dropping in for 4.
Joel as well.
And Joel as well.
All right. So pretty even spread. The whole average 3.8. So yeah, if you're getting a 4, it's not losing too much. Hole 2 is substantially different than the white and red tees. You see you're starting a little farther back and to the right, so you're going to have to go around this corner and through the gap that you had hit from the shorter tees as well.
Yes, this is a very demanding tee shot.
I like flex forehand that's going to finish really hard to the right. Some people play a pure hyzer forehand, but I don't have the distance for that.
Josh with the forehand.
Yeah, that's similar to the shot I like. It flipped up, rode straight. He might be a little long though. Those pines eat up a lot of trees. Eat up a lot of discs.
Mike with the forehand comes up a little short, hits a tree.
That's sort of the opposite problem. He let it go a little early. Colby's trying to turn over. I've actually never tried to turn over on this tee before.
Good shot by Colby. We'll be in a decent spot. Joel lining up his forehand.
Yeah, a little long into those pines.
Just hit a tree right at the end. I'm here, of course, with my thumber.
If you are not local and don't know Tim, he's a thumber specialist. Wow.
Yeah, and I get a great kick.
Wow.
Or a great skip. And
Sorry, that was loud. I leaned in. That was awesome.
And Mike tries the turnover, but catches a tree.
That's a theme on this course. You do catch some trees.
Joel lining up his forehand.
Oh, that's great.
Goes a bit long, but still in a good putting position.
These are the pines I was talking about. They tend to suck up a lot of discs, and it looks like Josh is a little restricted there with his follow through. Yeah, it's tough when you're pinched up against a tree like that and you can't swing through. Even if it's not going to be a problem, it's in your head.
But he gets a good toss out of it. Gave it a little bit of a run.
Yeah, the jump
right there for his three.
Oh, that was Michael.
Then
we missed his.
We missed Mike's upshot.
So everybody on this card, they're all people I really enjoy playing with. What was the vibe on the card as you're playing?
It was a good vibe. A little bit more serious in the first round, but
going into the final 9, people are kind of taking it a little more seriously.
Colby hits a tree, decides to use a mulligan.
that one tree right in the middle, it's the bane of so many shots.
Colby decides to take a different approach. Go on to the right side with a forehand.
With his ultimate background, he's got some versatility in his upshot game.
Definitely.
You only have 2 options, both kind of long, but
Good upshot. Left himself a good putt. Here I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
from the camera angle from the first shot, I thought you actually got through those trees, which would have been awesome.
I'm still pretty happy with where I'm at. And this right here, I have to say I learned from you, Joe.
What's that?
You'll see.
Oh,
The falling putt.
the layout. Yep. I learned it from Paige Pierce.
Joel with his putt for 3.
He ran it full commitment.
Comes up a little right. And here's Colby with his putt for 3.
All right.
Sinks it, no problem.
There
Dead
it is.
center. Mike putting out for 4.
Good putt, Mike. Colby doesn't seem to really get too rattled. Like, he's serious and he's playing to win, but doesn't seem to affect his shots very much. He doesn't tighten up, which I need to learn. All right. And yeah, that hole averaged over 3.5, so even pars are getting strokes on the field. All right, hole 3. Again, similar to the white and red, but a little farther, a little tighter off the tee. You still have to navigate this really hard right-hand turn, moving the disc left to right. And even if you do make that gap, it's still another probably 100 feet to the basket once you've made that corner, which makes it a tough shot.
I would say for a right-hand player, the only play for this hole is forehand flex.
And that's what I had in mind when I was making the course. That was pretty good from what it looks, from what it seems anyway.
Pretty good shot from Josh. Colby just laying up. Puts himself in a decent spot.
Yeah, he wants to be probably 10 or 15 feet farther or more left. But it won't be bad.
And here I'm just trying to do the same thing as Colby. End up in a similar spot as Colby. And Mike trying to forehand.
That could be trouble.
Yeah.
Being over in the right can be trouble, depending on...
Puts himself in a little bit of jail. And I'll tell you right now, this is the best shot I've seen the whole day.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Oh, wow. Wow, he had that on a lot of angle.
Yeah.
I mean,
He parked that.
that was awesome.
This is me using a mulligan, just trying to improve of my first shot. But as you can see, I don't.
Oh, ouch. Were you trying to go left of that leaning tree?
I'm not sure. I was just trying something.
Well, this isn't terrible. It's not a terrible spot to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great approach, but it wasn't a terrible spot to be. You give us a good view of the Johnson's Gearing and Fleet Supplies sign for all of your truck parts needs.
And Colby with the turnover. Comes up a little right, but he's still in good putting position.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Mike trying to get himself out of jail.
And he does. That was pretty awesome. There's not a whole lot of lines. There are some, but if you're over on the right, it's a tough shot. I mean, I've seen fives more. Hey, there it is.
And here I'm just trying to give it an honest run.
Ooh,
I'm up a little long.
it was good.
I'll take a 4 on this hole. I'm fine with that.
Michael's in for his 5.
And Mike sinks the putt for 3. Joel for his 2.
Wow,
That
that's the best drive I've ever seen on this hole.
it was awesome.
Oh, Colby. Come
Colby
on.
misses his putt. Decides to take a mulligan.
You're better than that, Colby.
And then he misses it.
No!
A little bit left side.
Oh,
There,
that hurts. That hurts.
there I am for my 4. Colby tapping in for 4.
And Josh is in as well.
Josh in for 3.
A 2 on that hole, that has to be the only 2 for the day.
I would think so.
So hole number 4 is going to be sort of kind of the opposite. It's still tight and narrow off the tee. You go over this little creek, and then it widens out. This part's fairly easy, but the key is you have to get past these little tiny trees on the left to get to this gap that I was just walking through. If you don't get far enough, it's tricky.
Joe throws the forehand and comes up a little to the right side. Fades out on him.
This is more the shot I had in mind when I was putting this together, but not hitting that tree.
Yeah, Josh hits an early tree, decides to take his mulligan.
I think it's worth noting that as groups were walking through and walking across these tees throughout the day, it got muddier and muddier, and footing was an issue on some of the tees.
Yeah, I would agree. Good second shot.
Yeah, that's way better. He's going to have a good look into the gap.
And here's Mike with a backhand. Just laying it up.
Playing it up past the short tees, making an easy approach. Oh,
Colby kicks right, which puts him in a little bit of a tough spot.
yeah, he kicked way right. I like Colby's release when he's doing those tight backhands. It's real low, real smooth.
Then here's me with my luckiest shot of the day. Just making it through. I just made it through everything. Mike with a good upshot.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart play on this hole, playing up just past the red tees, and then you've got a pretty easy up and down.
Yeah, I would agree.
Colby's in another fairway, I think. He's over in hole 7's fairway.
Colby throwing an overhand. And comes up short, hits a tree.
There's a lot of trees in between where he was and where he was going, so it's not surprising he hit a tree there.
Great upshot by Joel.
That's fantastic. Out of the woods.
Oh, that was okay. Never mind.
Oh, that might be a fortunate tree kick.
Yeah, that was a good kick.
If you're hitting that big tree by the basket, you're within 20 feet.
Colby is laying up for his 4.
Good shot.
And here I'm saying how lucky this shot was. I just lay up for my 3.
Yeah, good up shot. That's you to the left of that tree, right?
Yep.
Nice putt, Josh.
Josh for his 3. Colby tapping in for 4.
Josh is a good player and fun to play with, and I think he would agree that putting is the thing he struggles with the most, but he was on today. This day he was putting like a champion. So Colby taking the only 4 on that hole. 3s are good scores on that hole, I think.
I would agree, yeah, for sure.
Hole 5, I really like the blue tees on hole 5. There's no obvious line. If you see that dead tree on the right, I tend to go around that with a hyzer shot. The camera's following the either the forehand or the turnover line. I've actually hit the chains on this basket from this tee before. This is the hole that you aced, the only ace. And in a previous round, I misspoke. It was not a flex forehand. Tim Kramer doesn't do those. It was a flexed backhand. So, my bad. Oh, Josh was trying my line.
Josh hits an early tree and he's out of mulligan, so he's going to have to take that. But he's in the fairway.
Yeah, if that one would have kicked right, he'd be in some trouble. But this hole's short enough that as long as you're somewhere in the middle, you're going to be okay.
I'm trying to take the right side gap. Barely hit a tree. Trying to improve on that.
If you can beat that dead tree on the right, you're going to be in good shape.
And I don't even come close to improving on that.
What happened? Just too unstable of a disc or too low?
It was just a bad shot.
Fair enough.
Colby lining up the right side shot.
Oh,
I think he kicked about 3 or 4 trees on that one.
nobody went left on this. That's interesting. Forehand, I thought Joel might with a forehand.
Josh lining up an overhand.
He's essentially playing from the white tee right now. And that was well played.
Yeah, good shot by Joel. Josh.
Yeah. The other J name. Colby.
Colby with a good upshot.
Did he hit the big tree?
He hit a tree. Good upshot by Mike.
Oh, he hits the pin.
It's the pole. Pole dancing.
Nice. Shout out to Michael.
And just a upshot for me. Trying to get my 3.
A little shorter than you want. Probably wanted to go right at that tree. But you got the open look. And Tim is an exceptionally consistent putter. Oh, that's low. Where you at, Joel?
There's Colby for his 3. Looks like a tough putt. But he sinks it.
Yeah, I want to see that again. Full straddle. Catches the lower left-hand corner. Nice putt. Oh, yeah, you're close. You make that all day. Oh, man, that hurts.
Yeah.
And you said he's out of mulligans. I actually hadn't realized that.
Josh taps in his 5. Everybody else gets a 3.
Oh, that's rough because Josh is still in the lead, I think, right? At this point.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about hole 6 and we'll talk about the scores. Hole 6 is another hole that's substantially harder than it is from the reds and the whites. This is made to be a 2-shot hole to get to the pin. You're going to play a shot from the tee around the corner to the right, which should put you somewhere on the fairway near the shorter tees. And then you have your approach shot into the green.
Joe playing a forehand and
A little low.
a little low in the ground. Mike trying the same thing. Gets a little flex out of it.
Maybe a little long,
A
but
little bit long.
should be okay.
And after thinking about what I was going to do, I just throw the thumber.
Is that also a little long?
A little bit long.
You always throw the thumber. I don't know why you think about it so much.
Yeah. Colby with the forehand.
Not that. That's where
He gets a bad kick.
Yeah, none of these are real exceptional drives so far.
Josh with the forehand, kicks right.
Still in the fairway, but you want to make that corner. If you're not making the corner, it's going to probably cost you a stroke.
Colby just trying to get back to the fairway, and he does pretty well.
Yep, smart play.
Same with Josh.
It was pretty good. He made some progress forward as well.
I think Joel's going for this one. He's in a pretty good spot.
Little trees in his head a little bit. He keeps fooling the cameraman. My sister Leslie on the camera, she did a great job, considering she's not a disc golfer.
Good
That was a good shot.
Yeah. Didn't fade out on him probably like he wanted to. And Mike hits a tree, comes back,
Whoa.
almost hits the camera girl.
I am back where I wanted to
That was rough.
I was in that perfect spot.
Michael's taking it like a
But,
champ, though.
but he's in the spot that he wanted to be in the first place.
Good placement shot, Michael. Good placement shot. Well, good strategy there.
Good upshot by him too. And this is me, I have nothing, so I'm just pitching out in the fairway, and I get right in the middle.
That's harder to do than it looks. I mean, it wasn't a long shot, but there's a lot of stuff in your way there.
Yeah. I got lucky, and I had just a nice lane to get back in the fairway. Colby with a forehand.
Nice shot.
Wow.
Good shot.
Running the basket.
And me, of course, with my thumber. End up in good putting position.
Yeah, if you make it far enough down the fairway, it's wide open. You'll have a clear look at the basket anywhere over on the left-hand side. Oh, hitting the basket.
Mike hits the top of the basket, but it doesn't go in.
It's 2 holes in a row.
Josh putting for his 4. Doesn't quite have it on target.
Yeah, that wasn't his best effort on the putt.
Joel for his 3. And sinks it, no problem.
Yeah, that was outstanding.
That felt more like round 2-1.
Run it down, Joel.
Colby for his 4, no problem.
This is a par 4, so
Yeah, me
4 is not a bad score.
4 for me. That was a 5 for Josh. And a 5 for Mike.
So Josh has dropped 3 strokes in 2 holes
Yeah. So he's got Colby on his heels.
with just 3 holes left to go. Hole 7 is a tight tee shot. Once you get past these initial trees that are surrounding the shorter tees, it's just the same fairway as before, fairly wide with a left finish into this creek. I think the shot I try is a flip up to flat with a hyzer finish backhand shot.
Ooh.
I'm trying the same thing I did off the white tee, but it does not work out. So I use a mulligan and just do a placement shot. And decent enough.
Yeah, little right, little long.
Right.
It's a tight gap. I mean, there's no point where it's less than like 12 feet wide, but because of the angles, the gap you have to hit is more narrow than that.
Oh, it still worked left.
Colby with the backhand gets a couple kicks, but he ends up in a good spot. Mike hits an early tree.
But he's by the red tees. He should be okay.
Technically,
Josh is
whoever has
kicking
the
pretty
most.
far left.
Interesting. Intentional?
I'm not sure who that was. I think we missed. Was that Michael? Yeah. I was introducing Mike to some people. And I introduced him as Mike, and he said he was Michael. So I always call him Michael, for better or for worse.
Joel tries the overhand, but hits a tree. I try the flex, hit some leaves, but end up in a decent spot. Joel with the forehand turnover.
Hit that same low-hanging branch, but with a good result. Josh got pretty far down the fairway.
Trying to decide what he's going to do.
There are lines, but none of them are easy on that side. So he's going up and around. That should leave him a long look.
And here's Colby for 2. And he sinks
Oh,
it.
right.
Dead center.
Nice putt. Good, confident stroke. It was awesome.
And Mike misses his putt for 3.
Good run.
And here's Josh for his 3.
Wow.
Cha-ching.
Nice shot, Josh. Nice shot.
Good putt. And then here I am, afraid that I'm going to get big putted, but I make it. I
Yeah.
was pretty excited about that one.
Let's watch that again. That's awesome. That's 3 huge putts on this hole.
Yeah, it was fun. Joel taps in for 4.
You guys are all pretty calm. I'd be kind of losing it, I think. That was awesome. All right, hole 8. From the blue tees, you tee off behind this stump, which you can just barely see, and you're throwing right over top of the white tees. But this gap is really, really narrow. And if you don't hit that gap, the kicks you can get are pretty nasty left and right. Once you make this corner past the brush pile, it's wide open though. The ceiling's a little low in the springtime once the leaves come in. But at this point, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it is a intimidating tee shot.
And
Colby throws a good one, but gets a little bit of a kick.
has kind of a bad luck on that right kick.
I throw the backhand flex, and this is probably the best shot I threw all day.
That was perfect. Just dead center down the middle. No doubt. There was no danger of it hitting anything at any point.
Josh hyzers out a bit early, ends up on the left side. Joe with the forehand.
Forehand is a bold choice.
It is a bold choice.
That was a good kick. Unless is he past the brush pile?
He is past the brush. Joe with the overhand. Comes up a little short.
He's in the fairway. He'll have a look, but he definitely wants to be closer.
You know Josh is running this one. But misses his target by a bit.
Oh, Joel, good run.
Joel hits the top of the basket, but doesn't stick. And then Mike for his 2, and
Oh, ouch. And he's out of mulligans as well, I believe.
yeah, Mike used all his mulligans in the first round. Colby gives it a good run, but
Yeah, solid run. All right, put the hat on. It's serious. The last one was,
Getting the sun out of his eyes. Taps in his 3, no problem.
yeah. Keep the hat on like that the whole time, Josh. You putt better.
Mike for his 3.
Colby for 3 as well.
Colby for 3.
So Colby had some momentum going into that hole. So.
And then Mike here is trying to block the basket, trying to get my head so I don't get my 2. But, boom, 2.
Nice 2. Throwing up the gang signs. All right, on to hole 9. Hole 9's another 2-shot hole. You're going to have to play around a corner, but it's a little more dangerous. Whereas hole 6, you were just throwing into some jail and would have to pitch out. Hole 9, you're kind of throwing towards some out of bounds on the left. And for the tournament, the out of bounds was roped off pretty tight.
Yeah, the out of bounds on this hole was very intimidating.
I think the shot of choice is generally a forehand, which is going to hyzer away from the road. But
I'm just pitching up here to try and get to the red tee, and I do a pretty good job of that. Looks like Colby's going to do the same thing.
yeah, I was surprised when I saw so many backhands on this. Everybody on my card did a forehand. You can see some of the Halloween decor thanks to my stepdad, Bob Orton, for decking out the course.
Josh trying to do the same thing, just get up to the red or white tee. Mike gets aggressive. Ends up in a decent spot.
Good progress. So the scores, if the audience noticed, are really tight at this point. Were people thinking about the scores, or
I think we were just playing, and
Joel does the shot I had mentioned
yeah,
before?
Joel with a good forehand gets to the fairway. And then Josh with forehand. And the forehand shimmy.
Nice.
And he ends up in a good spot.
And he knows he did good.
And Colby with a backhand turnover.
It's another bold choice.
Fakes out the camera. A little high. Fades out a little early. But he's still in good putting position.
Stayed in bounds. When it was that high, I was thinking out of bounds for sure. But
And then Mike with the turnover just misses everything and just puts it right by the basket.
wow, what a shot. That was outstanding.
And guess what I'm doing? The thumber.
Oh, wow. You really pushed the left-hand side.
Yeah. Put myself in a good spot, make the putt.
You puckered up a little bit on that shot. A little nerve-wracking. Oh, no. Oh, double kick saves him.
It hits the skinniest tree, just save him from going out of bounds. Gives it a good run. Little right side.
Good finish, Michael.
Mike taps in his 3. Colby for his 3.
This is pretty important because you guys are all right behind him.
Mm-hmm. Hits the basket. Good run, though.
Stays close. That's key.
And Josh for his 3 and the win. Boom. And
Nice
a fist
putt.
pump.
Yep, let's see it again. It was for the win. Little wobble, but dead center.
We got a shimmy and a fist pump.
All in the same
All
hole.
in the same hole. Joel for his 4. No problem.
Putt. Colby finishes it out for his second place. And for a
For a 3 on this hole. And a 29 for me.
which was the hot round for the day for the blue tees.
For the blue tees.
And a 3-way tie. You brought back 2 strokes on the other guys. And that brings us to the end. Josh was our champion. We raised a lot of money for our course. It was a great day. I think it was about as good as we could hope for. Well, thanks for watching.
Look forward to the next one.